We're live, Our House Mondays, where gig workers and essential workers meet. It's your platform on a Monday. You get to decide on the talking points, the topics, the suggestions, the feedback you want to give from the week, and we keep it cordial. We kick trolls out. We keep it real. We share helpful information. And I can see that Archtime Gamer, he says, "Hola, everyone." He's the first in the house. And what you see behind me is a giant Zoom room, sort of a typical Zoom room. And as you may have heard about 2 weeks ago, it is my intention to host, to facilitate the largest essential worker and gig worker online strike in the world, worldwide, all cities, 600 cities strong. The website will be going out with up within the next 2 weeks. And then it's up to us to fill those cities, right? And the idea here, Archtime Gamer says he had 2 root canals done today. No fun. That's not fun. So I hope you feel better, buddy. So the whole idea here, and I want to sort of read out this little brief summary that I put together. And you can quote me on this. I wrote, "It is outrageous that after being called essential heroes for 1 year, the demand for safer working conditions, better wages, and increased access to personal protective equipment has not been met by gig companies," right? So in a nutshell, for 1 whole year, this is literally February to February, it started 1 year ago, we've been asking for better pay, essential pay. We've been asking for protection, PPE. We've been asking for safer working conditions. And the gig companies have not answered our call. In fact, many gig companies are actually even paying less during the pandemic than the previous year, 2019. Mark Routen's in the house. Beep, beep, he says. Edward Anderson, Minneapolis, Uber in the house. So the idea here, my friends, is to create a Zoom call, right? And then Cool Genuine's in the house. Dan, the driving man, I made 2 videos of him the other day. I'm sure you guys saw that. Well deserved. He got $500. That was a really touching video that the press made to honor Dan, because he has literally been volunteering trip after trip for vets and homeless people. And it's great that the media and companies have recognized his input, his help, his assistance to all of these people that maybe cannot afford it. So I congratulate you here, sir. I know that he's an Army veteran like myself. So we definitely see eye to eye, definitely. Rideshare Road Warrior Rick. So I'm going to leave my email underneath the video. If you want to facilitate a Zoom meeting, right, set it up for April 1st. That's no joke. It's not a April Fool's joke. April 1st, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, basically California time. That would be 1 o'clock on the East Coast, probably 7 p.m. in South Africa or Europe. So the cities will be hosted on the site, 600 cities. If you can set up a future Zoom call for that date, for that time, and then we will collectively push traffic into those rooms. So, for example, we have Dan facilitating St. Louis, Missouri, right? He sets up a Zoom call, sends me the link. We add the link to St. Louis, Missouri, right? So these, for example, so that you can see here briefly, these will be the cities in alphabetical order. They will all be on that website, gigalliance.org, alphabetically A to Z: Abilene, Abu Dhabi, Abuja, Adelaide, Agua Caliente, which is next to Palm Springs, Ahmedabad, Akron, Alameda, Albuquerque, Alexandria, etc., right? The whole idea there is that we fill those cities with individuals, with essential workers, with gig workers that are facilitating a Zoom strike. And what we do is, instead of being out in the open on the picket lines, running around, maybe in the rain or in the snow, we make a sign, right? You just make a sign. You write something on your white sheet, powerful message to the company, to the executives, to the gig workers, whatever you want to write, whatever you want. But I want to see all of these individuals. I want to see them with their faces holding up their sign, right? And I know we could set a world record. We are going to set a world record. It's Moose's in the house, Nifty 50's in the house. So as I want to get back to this, you can quote me on this, but I said it is outrageous. I wrote this out this afternoon. It is outrageous that after being called essential heroes for 1 year, February 2020 to February 2021, the demand by gig workers, the demand by essential workers for safer working conditions, better wages, better per hour wages, right? And increased access to personal protective equipment has not been met by these gig companies. There are very few companies or gig companies that have stepped up and said, listen, we see you as an essential worker. We will pay you accordingly. We will treat you accordingly, and we'll make sure that you and your family stay protected, right? Stepping it up. And the people will be known. These companies, these executives will be known for how they acted in those 365 days. Mark my words. So a lot of people I could call out. We'll call them out on April the 1st, 10 a.m. We'll call them out because they just failed gig workers and they failed essential workers. And essential workers could be nurses, could be firemen, etc., etc. All of these people are invited to participate. If you can think that you can fit 100 people into a Zoom call for 40 minutes, that's free. So you're facilitating, this in Minneapolis. Edward, for example, facilitates this in Minneapolis and says, hey, rideshare professor emails me, here's my link. So we populate that city. We populate St. Louis. We populate Vegas. We populate LA, etc. And then we use the media and social media to push the people into all of those rooms worldwide. 600 times 100 people, right? That's a lot of people, folks. But we're not only going to host one Zoom meeting per city. In a big city like LA, there could be 20, 30 Zoom meetings running at the same time. And we're going to ask the people who are facilitating the meeting, right? Because those are usually you light up as one individual, it lights up, right? Like this guy here is lit up, so he's facilitating the meeting. Then take a screenshot, right? Put that screenshot out into social media, onto Facebook. Las Vegas proudly supports the strike, the essential workers and gig workers strike. And you put the screenshot out there, and we populate all of these screenshots of these Zoom calls worldwide. We see how many people that adds up to, right? So we deserve so much better. Essential workers deserve so much better from these companies. And I want you to tell the companies, I want you to tell the executives, I want you to tell the investors on this day, on April the 1st, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can adjust wherever you are in the world, Australia, Europe, East Coast. You can adjust, okay, I got to be online, facilitate at that and that time. I got to get Rideshare Professor the link, right? You create your sign and you hold your sign up during a Zoom meeting. You could facilitate a YouTube live meeting. For example, Dark Road Run could facilitate one, where there could be hundreds and hundreds of people in it. I'll do a live feed from my Rideshare Professor where hundreds of people can be. And then we have all of these people hosting Zoom meetings worldwide. And the big thing here is we get this message, this press release out to all of these newspapers. I have a database of 300,000 newspaper editors. So we let them know in advance what's going on that date in their city. Miami Herald reporting. Los Angeles, LA Times, La Opinion reporting. Orange County Register reporting. Chicago Times reporting. New York Times reporting. Washington Post reporting. Paris, Le Figaro reporting. Moscow, Pravda reporting. Berlin, Germany, Die Allgemeine reporting. Amsterdam, Holland, Die Antwoord reporting. Johannesburg, South Africa, The Citizen, The Report, The Sowetan reporting. All of those newspapers have editors and they need to run the story. It is my job, it's my team's job to get that press release into their hands. It is your job to help facilitate these meetings and drop in a message into your Facebook. Hey, I am hosting a Vegas Zoom strike. Here's the link. Join, right? We'll set a world record. Never, ever, ever has it been done before. Dennis Torres can host Long Beach, right? Can facilitate the Long Beach meeting. So whether you want to facilitate Zoom, YouTube Live, or Facebook Live, here's the message to them. We're not going to bend, we're not going to fold, and we will never give in. We're going to fight for better conditions, right? I think that is a very, very reasonable argument we are making. Slick Nick, he could facilitate a Zoom meeting in LA, in the South Bay, for example. And I just have a quick message because I've been getting a lot of questions. It was a little bit off topic, but here in California, if talking to the people in the room, here in California, has anyone received that $300 per week that you are supposed to be getting after the last one lapsed? I believe it was like the 25th or the 26th of December. Has anyone been able to collect? Herbert Atkins in the house. Greetings, brother. So let me know if anyone has received their $300 per week. If so, what city? I want to see who's on the ball and who's not. And from what I've heard, no one in California has received any monies from December 2020 to now the 1st of February 2021. Scott Tucker, you got the $300 per week. Have they been paying you on time, $300 per week? Dan says, I wish you had been my Army recruiter, proud to stand with you and all the fellow drivers. Absolutely. I mean, we're in the same boat here, my friends. You know, our boat ain't going to sink because we're just too creative. We're not on the Titanic, right? And it's not like we're trying to force these executives onto the Titanic and say, good luck. No, we've they got to earn the respect, right? Respect is a big word. They have completely and utterly destroyed that word respect over the last few years with their treatment. They have completely lost our respect during the pandemic because they did not stand up. They did not fight for better working conditions for us. They did not give us that essential pay we were hoping to get. And they did not make sure we got the PPE in time. So the message on the 1st of April at 10 a.m. is going to be loud and clear. You earn our respect back by showing up, right? And we're going to expose these fools, and we're going to show the world, and we're going to mention the names. Obviously on my list, call it hit list if you want to, because we're going to hit them hard on social media. Obviously, Dara Khosrowshahi, John Zimmer, Logan Green, Apurva Mehta, right? All of these CEOs that are fast asleep and all they care about are these investors. Well, guess what? All of these rooms are going to be lit up worldwide. All of these screenshots are going to be shared on Twitter and social media. All of the signs that these people will be holding up in this virtual strike, right? Be rather embarrassing for these individuals that only take care of their investors and only take care of their own salaries while the people are out there working during the pandemic. Mohammed Khalil's in the house. Anyone in California, has anyone in California received the $300 per week, right? I heard, they send out these papers where you have to basically, they send them out weekly, and you have to send them back to the EDD and say, hey, to make sure you qualify on a weekly basis, right? You mail these things back or you do it online. But has anyone in California collected the $300? I hear that Vegas is receiving the $300 weekly. So if I do the math correctly, Scott Tucker, you should have been paid since December. You should have received about $1,500, $1,200 to $1,500 so far. Am I correct? Oh, Dennis, have you been receiving the $300 payments? Is that correct? The extension from December onwards. So you received the $300 PUA weekly. Is that correct? Throughout. So Scott Tucker, yes, he says yes in Vegas. So if Dennis says he's been receiving, well, that's good news. That's really, really good news. That makes me happy. So maybe there are other Californians that are receiving the money. So you should have roughly collected. And did you have to go online and notify them, or did you have to start a whole new? Did they automatically continue, or did you have to start a whole new process? Alex Critics is in the house. What's up, Prof? Good to see you, Alex. This information, like you're sharing with us, Dennis, is crucial, because there's a lot of frustrated people that don't know what to do. I think you have to basically go online, right? Or what do you do, Dennis? Do you go online and verify, or do you do it via mail? Don Whitmer says, is the $300 PUA weekly payment that is part of the federal stimulus package in addition to the state payment that is based on income, or are we just getting $300? No, from what I hear, it's $300 additionally PUA, right? Automatically continues, says Dennis. Well, that's cool. Online every 2 weeks. Okay, that's beautiful. That's fantastic. Mohammed Khalil says, hi, Alex, how are you doing? So if you guys want to set up a Zoom meeting for the 1st of April, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you adjust accordingly. There is definitely a whole wave of essential worker strikes taking place, calling for the same type of action. Mostly it's done out there in the open on the streets. This one's going to be different, right? This one here, 1,000 people, frontline workers gathered in New York. We're going to do a worldwide strike online, right? And then there are some people that have never hosted a Zoom call. I found this article which I just wanted to read. This guy says, I've been doing Zoom meetings for years. These 7 tricks make them great, right? Thanks to the coronavirus scare, Zoom has become a household name. That's why we're choosing this as the medium for the strike. It's a great platform for video conferencing and one that I've been using for years. It's a must-have for attending daily, sometimes hourly, remote meetings with co-workers around the world. One of Zoom's greatest strengths is that it's reasonably easy to start using right out of the gate. Once you've got the hang of it, though, there's also a lot of cool little tricks and features under the hood. Note, these tips assume you're using a paid Zoom account, which is not going to be our case. We're going to be using the free Zoom account. So some features may be missing. If you're using the free version, I'm using a Windows 10 PC as well, but mostly functionality should work similarly on the system. Before any video meeting starts, I like give the old mug a once over. I use Windows 10, so a quick way to do that is to just type camera into the search bar next to the start menu. From there, I fire up Windows Camera app and get my letters in order. Alternatively, on either a Windows PC or a Mac, you can open the Zoom app, then access the settings menu by clicking the little gear icon in the upper right corner. Choose the video section and you'll get a preview of what your camera sees. And while you're in the video section, and if you've got a powerful enough computer and a nimble enough internet connection, click the Enable HD option if it's available and see how the Touch Up My Appearance feature makes you look. For some, it'll smooth out those wrinkles and blemishes. For others, it'll make you look like wax. Take a gander at the differences in the photo above. Regular on the left, touched up on the right. You don't have to get that complicated, right? Testing. While you're still in the settings menu, head to the audio section to select your preferred audio setup. If you're just using your laptop speaker and microphone, there's not much to adjust here. But if you've got a mic headset combo you like to use, make sure it's selected here for both the speaker and microphone options before you start your call. I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to leave the link. Right? And if someone has not facilitated a Zoom call and is interested in participating in this worldwide strike, this little article will help. I'll leave the link, right? You can also select new audio devices while you're on a call by clicking the little caret to the right of the mute button, blah, 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 how to unmute on the fly, how to see everyone at once, right? How to see all of these characters at once. By default, Zoom will show you whoever's actively speaking. That will be the one person facilitating the room is just basically going to be getting a 40-minute script that we're going to read. It's the same script. It's going to be translated into 10 languages, right? And it'll be timed, so it'll sort of end at 38 minutes, and then the Zoom meeting is pretty much over, and then the strike is over. However, with a single click, you can view everyone on the call by clicking Gallery View. That's what I want, the Gallery View, screenshots of the Gallery View city by city. It's in the upper right corner of an active meeting. Once clicked, it'll show you a grid of all calls, participants, up to a maximum of 49 per page, right? So with the free one, that's 100 people, so you'll have 2 full pages on the free one. If you'd like to set this view as default, you can open up the settings menu from the Zoom app, or during an active call, click the caret next to the video button in the lower left corner and choose video settings. Then under the meetings item, toggle display up to 49 participants per screen in gallery view. So we'll show you that. watch some videos together, record a meeting and edit it later, control someone's computer with a remote, so you don't have to do that. So that's it. It's a simple process, which I will leave the link, and then you guys can set up your own rooms. Dan says, due to positive test for this COVID virus from the pandemic, has anyone been allowed back on the platform and testing positive, taken off platform for a period of and then reactivated by Uber or Lyft? ? Can anybody answer that? And put out there whatever you want to talk about. If you have some questions, or Mohammed Khalil says, in Michigan, I just continue certifying and verify info. That's great. That's good. That's good news. See if any other messages, my friends. Fire them off. But yeah, let me know if you guys, and this is at no cost. This is just, hey, facilitating a free Zoom call, right? Boo Boo F says Phoenix, Arizona in the house. Hopefully we can get Boo Boo to facilitate a Zoom meeting in Phoenix or in Scottsdale. Dan says, meaning you were temporarily deactivated, then tested negative and or recovered and then allowed back on. There's definitely a whole process for that. I mean, how will they know that you tested positive and then deactivate you? Are you talking about being deactivated and then you have to prove that your test is negative, and only once you've proved that you're back online? How can I read into your little statement there? I'm trying to understand where you're going with that, right? But I'm sure that many drivers worldwide, many have dropped out of the platform because maybe they got infected while driving. I know Paul Figueroa, San Diego, he got infected and had to stop for several weeks before he could continue. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you would need a doctor's approval, right? But the question is, how would they find out in the first place? How would they know that you tested positive? How would Uber or Lyft know, right? I mean, if you stopped driving one day because you got sick, to them it looks like, oh, it's not driving today, maybe not driving for a week or two. And then when you're feeling better and you've been given the green light, you're back on. I'm trying to understand the deactivation part of this whole thing, Dan. Indy says, I almost missed the show. I'm glad I made it. We welcome you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to everyone. I hope you have a fantastic week. Go out there, either collect your PUA, but definitely stay safe, wear your mask, disinfect your cars. Archtime Gamer says, I wish DoorDash would verify an actual address versus whatever address the customer gives you for a delivery. Good point. Dan says, exactly. If a rider in the vehicle had COVID and driver gets deactivated too. I see what you mean. Okay, now I get it. So the rider had COVID. Again, I would question how Uber and Lyft would find out about that rider, right? How does Uber and Lyft find out if the rider has COVID? If they do, if the rider makes it known to them that they had COVID, obviously, Uber or Lyft are going to deactivate drivers that are associated with any of that rider's trips, I assume. Then send you a message, hey, you hosted this and this person who had COVID. We have to temporarily deactivate you until you can show us that you're negative. That's my understanding if I follow your chain of thought. Scott's got his shots, cool. Genuine Phil says, I frickin' finally get my second stimulus, $1,200 Wednesday. Woohoo! Archtime Gamer says, that's good, Phil. Dan says, CDC databases. Right. If those are updated and Uber and Lyft has access to that, yeah, sure. I'm sure then deactivations will take place. But I don't think that Uber and Lyft can just access that data. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they do it. Archtime Gamer says it's a big pain when I don't have the full address. So I just got my cast off 2 days ago after the second surgery, and now I just hope it gets better day by day. I'm sick and tired of hobbling around like a cripple for 5 or 6 months. It definitely starts wearing you down. But I do feel it's getting better and better. Mohammed Khalil says, FYI, during Zoom, any sound will be picked up by the microphone and can cause interference. Learned that helping my son being online since September. He's back at school. Yeah, all the school kids definitely have mastered how to use Zoom, right? Using Zoom for the first time, that article that I'm going to drop underneath this video, that link is definitely going to help. But once the website is up, gigalliance.org, tie down the date, tie down the time. You will see all the cities. If you want to participate in a city and say, hey, I want to facilitate a Zoom call in that city and participate in the strike, your name is not made known to anyone. It's just that you're providing a link, right? No one knows what your name is if you are hosting that one. Dan says, we as drivers have a right to know, I guess, this personal data and info is shared, or how this personal data and info is shared. Yeah, we should have a right. We should have a right, right? I mean, this is literally happening behind the scenes, right? From what you're saying, this is like, let's say CDC, Uber, and Lyft sharing data, and then suddenly you just alerted or deactivated. Like, what the heck is going on? At least let me know when this individual, who this individual was. It was in my car. Why are you deactivating me, right? What do I need to do in order to get back behind the driver wheel? Like, they need to be transparent about that, right? After all, Dan says, after all, we are not being allowed protections as employees. This is why it's important, right? So it is so crucial that they are transparent in the whole process, and that so we don't even go out and endanger other people's lives. There could definitely be a sick individual in our cars. It can happen. It has happened. It's happened 1,000 times. So how are they sharing the data? How are they getting the data? How are they alerting us? How are they alerting the rider? I mean, there's got to be some transparency here. So again, for those who are joining, basically the message behind the online strike is, it is outrageous that after being called essential heroes for 1 year, February 2020 to February 2021, the demand for safer working conditions, the demand for better wages, the demand for essential pay, the demand for increased access to personal protective equipment has not been answered, has not been met by these gig companies. We truly deserve so much better. And I want you to tell the companies, the executives, and the investors on a sheet of paper in those Zoom calls exactly how you feel, right? Create your own sign, hold it up during the Zoom meeting, during the YouTube live feed, during the Facebook live feed. For example, I just give as an example, say, we're not going to bend, we're not going to fold, we're not going to give in until you pay us accordingly, right? We deserve that. At a minimum, that is what we deserve. All right, my friends, I do want to give a quick, just a really, really quick shout out because it's part of my agreement. Cova, you've heard me mention them 100,000 times, but the link below will give you a 1 month free access to Cova, where you can go and check out all the benefits and perks. Those packages start at $7 a month. You need your car insurance, you need your health insurance. Get yourself a gig protection plan. Means 1 or 2 extra trips per month, and you've paid for this. The legal protection, again, and I'm repeating myself here, but the legal protection is the most important item on this gig protection plan. If any of these companies decide to wrongfully terminate you or deactivate you, the legal letters have to go out. You got to get back behind the wheel ASAP, otherwise you're losing money, folks. So that was that on Cova. Cool. Genuine Phil says, I did receive free protective gear and cleaning essentials from Uber, but not Lyft. And again, I ask you, at what stage, right? Was that provided in February or March? No, that stuff arrived very, very late in the game, right, Phil? Indy says, with my third stimulus, I'm buying used YouTube production equipment and starting a couple of channels. I love it. Just talk about your passions, build it out. They will come, Indy. The subscribers will come. And if you have your first video made in your channel, I will highlight it. I've given many a YouTuber a boost on YouTube once they've provided me that first link, that first video. Why not, right? Build it out. They will come. Then you get to monetize it. She says, I'm going to teach the world how to make incredible candles or something. I want passive income. Excuse me. I had to sneeze. I like that. Show them how to duplicate your craft, sell your candles by facilitating your link in your YouTube channels in the description field, and http://www to your candle website, right? And then show them how to create their own business. Indy says that's like a pimp who gives his hookers condoms yet still throws them out during an epidemic. Absolutely. That's so well said. I like that. That's funny. Thank you for making me laugh. Danan says, I believe this is important as the corporate entities that are protecting their interests but excluding the drivers. That is sad. That's your opinion, and that's my opinion, and that's the opinion of many of these individuals, right? All they care about during the pandemic is their accounts and their investor accounts. And what I find disgusting is that the pay didn't go up. There was no hazard pay. There was no additional essential pay. Quite the opposite. Lyft announced they cut it by 10%. So you're doing more and they're paying you less. Hang on, there's something wrong with that equation. That is not the economic formula, my friends, right? And Mark Cuban says that. Mark Cuban said this. You can read this up. But he says, he said, I'm going to try and quote him, companies will be remembered by how they treated their workers, their employees during the pandemic. So when people look back, how did that company treat me during the pandemic? Well, Derek Shashawi, I hate to say it, but you'd fail on every single level, right? If Mark Cuban's words have value, then Derek K has screwed up big time. John Zimmer has screwed up big time. Bless you too, my friend. I appreciate you. So yeah, just hit me up with an email. Let me know if you want to facilitate a Zoom call. as the website starts taking structure, once you see all the cities in, once you start seeing the Zoom links in association with a city, you know, hey, there's one essential worker or gig worker out there in Vegas or in St. Louis or in LA that's facilitating a Zoom meeting. I'm going to go and participate. If I don't want to host the Zoom meeting, I'm going to go and join that one on April the 1st at 10 a.m. Dan Ann says, a human being is not a corporate dollar label unit. Example, Cuban said Uber was a bad idea years ago. Cool, genuine Phil says, I got one box of masks, gloves, disinfectant cleaner, and hand sanitizer from Uber, and nothing free from Lyft. Okay, and I wonder when you received that box, like what part of the year? When just as the pandemic was taking off, or very late in the game, right? Also an important question there. When did they come to the party? When did they get you this PPE? Or show me any gig company that is paying essential pay, that is paying extra pandemic pay, hazardous pay. Show me one. If you know one, I want to do a video about them and highlight them and applaud them for being heroes. All right, because we're being called essential heroes. That's the brand. Oh, our essential heroes standing up during the pandemic, fighting for our brand, for our company, for Uber. Right? You call us essential heroes, but you do not act like a CEO hero. You don't act like an essential executive taking care of your workforce, of your labor. That's the sad part. Hit the thumbs up, my friends. I've had a long day. A couple of trips already, private trips, so a little bit low on the energy side. And I appreciate all the feedback. Thank you for that feedback, Dennis. That was important. And I hope you all have an amazing week. Happy Monday to everyone. And please do email me if you can facilitate a Zoom meeting. I also, on a little side note, I saw that Rideshare Hub. I know the Rideshare Hub is pretty much shut down. They did their last video 2 months ago. But in this new hub that he spun off, where he's spinning these conspiracy theories, I see that the subscribers are now going back. He's losing subscribers. I think within a day he lost 1,000 subscribers. And now he's sharing his singing talents with the world. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but I had a good laugh. But YouTube definitely slapped him down. And they said, no. They yanked his channel until he cleaned everything up. He had to get rid of all the fake media, all the fake stories, right? Had to clean up his channel, was then luckily put back online. Most of the people would have lost their accounts. He got very, very, very lucky there. So I hope that he's towing the line, speaking the truth, and utilizing those 350,000 subscribers in an honest, truthful way. Then you're going to make money. But the short game, taking the money and running, that's going to catch up with you. Scott Tucker says, the only company that I've heard that is paying hazard pay is Target. So the gig workers that work for Target, that company is called Shipt. So I'd have to look that up. SHIPT. Are those people, are those independent contractors receiving more money, those gig workers, or actually Target employees earning more money? Love to know that. Dan Ann says, haha, great. Show me motto of my state of Missouri. Thanks. Indy says, have an awesome week. Stay safe. Likewise. Please just be safe and alert at all times, right? Even when you gas up your car, make sure you clean your hands afterwards. If you're going into the gas station to pay, if you're walking into a supermarket, wear 1 or 2 masks, right? Don't let your guard down. People getting in your car, Make sure you're not just like last second putting your mask on, but that you have your mask on before they get in, right? Stay safe, my friends. And we'll be back next Monday. I hope that we'll have the website live by then, which would make my life easier. Cool Genuine Phil says, here in Santa Clara, grocery store workers will get hazard pay. Okay, that's good. Cool Genuine Phil, are you receiving the $300 weekly that they're supposed to be paying PUA? If you could let me know. Dennis Torres is, Scott Tucker is. Just doing a sort of a city by city, state by state test to see who's being paid and who's not being paid, right? So yeah, Scott Tucker says target employees. I thought so. And those, what about those shipped independent contractors that are doing the deliveries for Target? Are they getting extra any money? I doubt it, right? And again, quote me or put this quote out there. It is outrageous that after being called essential heroes for 1 year, the demand for safer working conditions, better wages, and increased access to personal protective equipment has not been met by the gig companies. They have not stepped up and taken care of those steps. So we will push, and we'll hold them accountable until that gets better. We'll humiliate them. And maybe finally some of them will wake up and say, listen, we don't need all this negative press. We don't need this crazy rideshare professor spreading press releases worldwide and getting worldwide strikes. We don't need that. Maybe we need to start upping the game a little bit, or pay $1 more per hour, just something, just some essential bonus per hour that keeps you in the game. Cool says no PUA received. And you're in California, right, Phil? Appreciate it. All right, my friends. On the 47 mark, almost 48, you're in San Jose, up in the north. Cool. Appreciate that feedback. Helps me a lot. So what I don't understand is Dennis is getting it, and he's in California, and Cool Genuine Phil is not receiving it. And many other Californians that I've spoken to are not receiving it. So the question is, maybe it's with the verification. Dennis says he's verifying online. Maybe some people are waiting for another question that I have for you, Phil. Didn't they send you like letters from the authorization center saying, hey, you need to verify, and then you would send it back, you'd slap a stamp on? Is that how you did it in the past? Have they stopped sending you those mails? I want to sort of write a letter to them and see if they can just improve the system, because there's some people that are in the dark waiting for the second lawsuit. Yeah, definitely. Show me state. Show me the money state. Dan. Love that video, my friend. That was powerful, powerful stuff there by Dan. That was a powerful video, my friend. I really got goosebumps when I watched that video, because there he is, walking the walk, talking the talk, right? For year after year after year after year, stepping it up, stepping it up, stepping it up, stepping it up, committed, committed, committed. Amount of people that you have impacted, you've touched their lives. You cannot put a dollar value behind that, right? The difference that one individual, just one individual, has made on this planet. Awesome. Dennis, I like that. I like it a lot. He says, when you donate 10% or more of what you make, receive, money won't stop coming. Take that advice. I like that. It's so true. That is so, so true. That formula has worked for me as well. IQ Boy says DocuSign for verification. Interesting. And where do you do the DocuSign? Paul Figueroa in the house. I am glad to see my San Diego friend. And he goes, Torsten, hello. Hi back there, Paul. And I'm glad you're feeling better. That is fantastic. I'm glad you are feeling better. Awesome. Good to see you, Paul. All right, my friends, my amigos, my vrienden, meine Freunde. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us on the Monday. It's warmed up a little bit. It's not as chilly as it was a few days ago. David Garcia is in the house. He says, what's up? Getting stronger and stronger. My second cast just come off, and I started walking around a little bit today. A lot of pain, but I feel like my brain's telling the rest of my body, we're ready to roll. Stephen DeLong's in the house. Yo, 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 good to see you, Steve. Hopefully all of you, your families are doing well, doing safe. Dennis says, hopefully by April, I'm going to share with you, Professor, what I've been doing. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Keep on going. So I can find out in April. I'm curious now, Dennis. You don't have to tell me now. You're going to tell me in April. So take care of that leg. We need you. Yep. I need you guys as well. I need all the powerful warriors, all the street fighters, all the drivers. We need to rally together, right? Relentlessly. And we never give up. And it's like Cool Genuine Phil says, we need hazard pay. And that's what that sign of this dude should be holding up. We need hazard pay on that strike. We need hazard pay. We need essential pay. Nothing will go away. We need essential pay. We need hazard pay. Nothing will go away. Listen, hammer these MFs. Hammer these MFs on April the 1st. And that's not an April Fool's joke. That's why I chose that day. This ain't a joke, right? Essential workers, gig workers are not a joke. And we're not going to be fooled until you pay us better and give us safer working conditions. Nothing will change. Thumbs up, everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up. Let's light up the room with a lot of emojis. I can take a picture, and then I will get out, and I'm going to jump onto my real estate channel. I'm doing a lot of celebrity real estate videos. So I'm pumping them out. I'm doing a celebrity video today on Mahomes, who just bought a house for 1.8 million. So him and his fiance, Brittany, can move in Kansas City, Missouri. I'll be doing, well, there we go. I see it. Paul Figueroa's, Dennis Torres has got the vibe. Paul Figueroa's got the vibe. Dan Ann's got the light it up. I like those gloves. I've got to tell you a funny story. My son says, hey, Dad, you built this outdoor gym for me. Can you get me a canopy and a tent so I can train in the rain or it's really hot? So I bought him this cool tent that we put over his little outdoor working area. Now he's got all these dumbbells out there. He's got his bench. He's got his bikes. He's got the kid's committed. So if he's committed, I'm committed on healthy kids, right? So set this thing up. I'll take a picture of it. Came out so sweet. Put it in the back of the house in the yard. This little outdoor gym. Just like the restaurants are doing, right? In California now, you see all of these little restaurants. If you want to make money, start selling tents for the next 3 to 6 months. Larger tents, not small little tents, right? Not one or two man tents, those bigger outdoor tents. Where can you import them from? The cheapest supplier that I've researched is in India, right? Or maybe Asia. If you can order tents bulk, you will sell them all day long. You could ship them out because all of these restaurants are setting up outdoor tents. And I'm not talking about the little Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse tents, the onesie, twosies, go camping tents. No, I'm talking about the bigger tents, right? Party tents, event tents. mucho money to be made. Money isn't funny in our house Mondays. Wicked Hustle Guy is in the house. I like it. What's up? We're gonna light it up. We're gonna light it up. David Garcia says, Alto was a blessing. They supply us with all the PPE we need for the driver and the rider. We even give complimentary umbrellas, masks, gloves, and they request them. Dude, I am so happy that you are happy and that you're with a good company, because that is a good company. They have a good message. They're good to their drivers. And I've done several free videos for Alto because I believe in them. I really do. What's going down? Wicked Hustle Guy, what's going down is that on the 1st of April at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I hope to see you facilitate at least one Zoom meeting, or maybe because you have a channel, one live YouTube meeting, which I will put on the website so we can drive traffic there, so we can create the world's largest online essential and gig worker strike. Do you like the idea? I like it. Dan's got the crying. Oh, guys, I cannot mention names. But on the weekend, this weekend, on Saturday, I took 5 ladies to pick them up, different spots, Calabasas, Hidden Hills, Malibu, blah, blah, blah. And I took them to a very expensive restaurant where they were drinking from 5 p.m. I'm not going to mention names, 5 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. It was the craziest trip, the return trip, not the first trip. The first trip was picking up in the rain, getting them all together and getting these 5 ladies to the restaurant. The return trip was one of the craziest trips I've ever had. Crazy. Like, as in crazy. They had been drinking so much alcohol. I had to do so much work. Every single one of them forgot to pay me that night. So the next day I waited and I said, hey ladies, I hope everyone's rested well. I hope everyone has had a gallon of water. You're feeling better. That was a fun night. Thank you. And the next moment, I kid you not, Venmo after Venmo after Venmo after Venmo after Venmo. And I'm not talking small money, right? Because they know how much I worked the night before. They know how difficult my job was the night before. It was the craziest, one of the craziest nights I've had, transporting 5 girls to their homes. It was insane. Wicked Hustle Guy says, I haven't been working on my channel, but I really have to turn that around. I love that idea almost as much as I, almost as much as I love the stock. Dan says, we're going to Zoom. Exactly. Zoom. Email me at my Gmail if you Thank you. Boom. There it is. Everyone, 59 minutes, countdown, 15 seconds, 45 seconds to go. And I always say at the 1 hour mark, I pull the parachute and we end the stream, and we wish everyone a super productive and safe week. We have 30 seconds to go before this rocket ship launches. Engines are warming up. NASA, are we ready? Ignite. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff. Goodbye, everyone. Have a fantastic week. Give yourself a huge round of applause. Thank you, everyone. We successfully launched another Our House Mondays rocket into space. I love you all, and have an amazing, amazing, safe, productive, good week. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.